Beatty Sports has all of your athletic needs, specializing in corporate, school, and team apparel. In-house custom embroidery and silk screening makes the Beatty Sports tradition of quality and service unbeatable. Go Leopards!
All right, good evening and welcome to another edition of the Leopard Lair presented by Straggat Media. It's great to have you guys here tonight. We have a great show for you, and before we get going, we just want to take a quick moment, first of all, to thank Dr. Mike Thomas, our main sponsor, and all that he does for the Lair, as well as Jared Heller and all that he does at Leopard Nation. So very much appreciative of your guys' efforts. So thank you very much. But hey, we have a great show for you tonight. For our first segment, we have members of our girls track team with us. Starting off with Coach Jerry Fursenko, as well as seniors Diana Pukys, Bailey Menegay, and Camryn Barker. Thanks for joining us, girls.
Thanks
and Coach.
Thanks for having us.
So, well, first of all, how's the season going?
It's going good. I mean, it could always be better, but strong enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a pretty young team, but they're all improving and everyone's getting better as we go on. So we're looking forward to postseason and dropping some time and meeting some goals. So.
All right, cool. So what events do you guys participate in?
I'll do the 800 and the 400.
Okay.
Typically the mile and the 2 mile, but I'll dabble in the 4x8 sometimes.
I do the 4x8, 1600, and 3200.
Wow, okay. All right, so a little bit of mix of sprinters and the distance runners. So Coach, going into this season, fresh off a win against Perry tonight, by the way, so congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Going into this season, what kind of were your expectations for this team?
Well, with our numbers, we're at 22 this year, which was probably one of my lower set of numbers that I've ever had. And the majority of them being freshmen, only 3 seniors. So just improve. At the end of the day, like Cam said, we want to just get better each week. The last 2 weeks, starting at the Stark County meet, I think we had 10 PBs, personal records, run at the county meet, and then we backed that up with the freshman-sophomore meet at Perry again, and I had another 10 set of PRs run on Friday night as well. So kids are getting better, and that's what it really comes down to about with track for me.
Awesome, awesome. Now, girls, so far during this season, I know we're getting closer to the postseason, but up to this point, what would you say is probably the highlight for you personally so far?
I'll say the 4x8 at Stark County. That was a pretty good highlight. That was one of my better 4x8s, and we placed third, and it was just really cool to run in that race with everybody.
Yeah, I would agree. That was kind of a high point for all of us, just to know that we all, had a personal season best time for our 800 split in that race. So it was a great win for all of us.
Yeah, county was fun. Our 4x4 had a PR, and our 4x8 had a PR, and I got second in the open 8. So that was a good day for us. I podiumed in all my events.
Wow.
4x8 improved 40 seconds. The 4x4 improved 10 seconds. And, you know, we scored 24 points at the meet. In the previous meet, we scored 2. So we went from scoring 2 points at a meet, and then we got to 24. So it was really big for the girls.
Wow. Now, Coach, you've been coaching for a long time. Been in the Louisville district coaching since, I think, 2002 with the boys track team, and then switched over to the girls in 2013. What I'm hearing a lot is a lot of PRs tonight, you know, during the season. What does that mean to you as a coach to be able to really bring out the best, or help bring out, you know, help them realize and accomplish things that maybe they didn't think they were able to?
I think at the end of the day, the kids, you know, every other sport pretty much has their thing. You know, you get a hit in baseball, you score a basket in basketball. You know, the clock is the clock with the track. So for a girl to run their very best time, even if it's 100th of a second, they know they've never done that ever before in their life. And it's a great way to kind of build momentum as you move on through the season. So that's what I'm most proud about the girls. They keep on working hard. They're getting better each and every week.
Wow. Now, you guys talked about the postseason meets coming up. What are your goals as you enter the postseason?
Well, districts is coming up. I was district champ last year, so I want to keep that title. And then I want to get out of regionals to go to state.
I'm just looking to place at districts this year. I didn't place last year, so that's kind of like a goal I have for myself this year, is to just place.
My end goal is to make the podium at state this year, so for the 3200.
Wow. Fantastic. So now all 3 of you are seniors. What are the plans next year for you 3?
I'm running at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and I'm double majoring in psychology and social work.
I'm going to go on to Walsh and run for them, and then I'm going to double major in exercise science and management.
I'll be running at Walsh University and majoring in nursing.
Wow, that's fantastic. So plenty of great years ahead of you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Camryn, Bailey, Diana, and Coach Frasenko, we really appreciate you joining us here at the Lair, and good luck at the district meet.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, that's it for our first segment. Coming up is state qualifier in gymnastics, Charlotte Nuesch. So stay tuned.
Beatty Sports has all of your athletic needs, specializing in corporate, school, and team apparel. In-house custom embroidery and silk screening makes the Beatty Sports tradition of quality and service unbeatable. Go Leopards!
When Superintendent Schaefer, the school board, and new head coach Troy Davis asked me to pick up for Dennis Beery and fund the new scoreboard, I thought it was a daunting task, but we did it. The people in Louisville love the Leopards, and as for Thomas & Associates Dental, we have one thing to say: band, cheerleaders, football team.
Hello and welcome back to the Leopard Lair presented by Straggat Media. I'm your host Jon Aljancic, and for our second segment here, really excited to have our first gymnast who qualified for state for the first time in over 20 years, sophomore Charlotte Nuesch, as well as coach, sixth-year coach, Tiffany Stanek. Thanks for joining us, girls.
Thank you for having us.
So,
Yes, thank you.
well, to start off with, Coach Stanek, tell us about the emotions for you watching Charlotte go through sectionals to district to state and kind of being on the, especially in sectionals, being one of the last ones to qualify to be able to go to district. Tell us the emotions that went into that.
Very exciting. Always knew Charlotte had the potential, but to see it all come together, piece by piece, meet by meet, vault by vault, was very exciting. It's nerve-wracking, but watching her perform at her best and performing like she wants to was just all coming together. So it was really very, very exciting just to be a part of it.
Wow. Now Charlotte, only a sophomore, finishes 13th at state in the vault. Talk to us about, first of all, before we get to the state competition, talk to us about the season, during the season. Like, was state going into this season, was that something on your radar?
I just wanted to do good, even at sectionals. I didn't have the best, last year at least, I didn't have the best sectionals. I was hoping to do better, but I just didn't. So I was really just hoping to do good at sectionals and maybe move on to districts, but I just wanted to do good throughout the season too, so.
Okay. So at sectionals, you score a 9.1 on the vault, tie for 12th, which is the last position to be able to go on to district. And then you get to district, the top 17 make it. From there, you score 9.15, improve your score and finish 5th in sectionals, then go all the way to state and finish with a 9.275 on the vault. How did you get better as the pressure built, going from, the sectionals to district to state?
At sectionals, I just did a normal tucked vault, which gave me a very low start value. And to me, I just was I just want to do my best doing the vault that I normally do. And then whenever I went to districts, I had been working in practice, doing a pike instead of a normal tucked, which made my start value higher. And it actually scored me better. And then I moved on to states, and so I just did the same vault that I did at districts and did really well, and that was exciting. So
Wow, that's awesome. So Coach Stanek, what is your coaching style when it comes, to get the most out of Charlotte and to really help her realize her potential? How do you think as a coach, how do you get that out of her?
For me, I'm here to support the girls, so it's a very supportive style. Whatever I got to do to kind of keep them calm, try to be encouraging, not put a ton of pressure. In our sport, sometimes the more pressure, the worse it gets. It's all about trying to get them to relax, do like you do in practice, be consistent, and just go for it. The rest is up to the girl. So a lot of it is just as much support as possible for her and what's going on in that moment, that week, preparing beforehand, things like that.
I heard it once said that encouragement is oxygen for the soul, and it seems like being an encouraging coach is really an incredible thing. And a lot of times you don't see that in different coaching styles as the level of competition gets greater and greater. But I think that's kind of lost sometimes.
Well, in gymnastics, it's a sport of critique. It's a lot of corrections, and so that's hard at times. For gymnasts, they're constantly being told what to fix, to improve and get better and achieve more towards perfection. But I find the more you encourage, the more you focus on the good, the better that tends to be for the mental state and then for the physical effects of it too.
Okay. Now, Charlotte, we kind of talked a little bit before the interview about your off season, or really the lack thereof. What goes into now? You reach state, you finish 13th. Now, what's the off season look like for you now heading into the next season?
So now, that I'm technically almost an off season, I want to start working to now in my normal season that I have. Instead of high school, I'm at a certain level, so I'm working on improving to get to, which is now level 9, and then to work to get to level 10 to go to college. So
Now, there's been a lot of great gymnasts in U.S. history. Is there anyone that you maybe emulate or look up to or anything like that?
I don't know. I watch college a lot, so SUNY Lee's like one of their new college athletes, and I really like Auburn and SUNY, so I really like her performance at the Olympics. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. Now, we talked about it before, only a sophomore. Charlotte, what are the goals for the next couple of years?
I don't know, just get better to go on to college. I mean, it's going to be a hard next couple years because I have to work really hard, but I really just want to make it to college and do gymnastics in college, so.
Cool. Well, Charlotte Nuesch, Tiffany Stanek, we really appreciate you guys joining us. Up next at the Lair here, we have our weekly update, so stay tuned.
Beatty Sports has all of your athletic needs, specializing in corporate, school, and team apparel. In-house custom embroidery and silk screening makes the Beatty Sports tradition of quality and service unbeatable. Go Leopards!
When Superintendent Schaefer, the school board, and new head coach Troy Davis asked me to pick up for Dennis Beery and fund the new scoreboard, I thought it was a daunting task. But we did it. The people in Louisville love the Leopards. And as for Thomas & Associates Dental, we have one thing to say: band, cheerleaders, football team.
Welcome back to the Leopard Lair. I'm your host, Jon Aljancic. We really appreciate you joining us tonight. Had a great show with some of the members of our girls track team, as well as Charlotte Nuesch from our gymnastics team. Really appreciate them coming on tonight. And then once again, we take a very quick time to thank Dr. Mike Thomas for being our lead sponsor here at the Leopard Lair, as well as Jared Heller and all that he does with Leopard Nation, following our student athletes, and as well as obviously Straggat Media for putting this live stream on. So very much appreciated. Before we get into our weekly wrap up, we just want to add a small other little segment here of our Leopards of the Game from this past Monday. First of all, the Leopard baseball team coming off a big 4-3 victory. And we had Zach Root pitching 5 strong innings to get the win, as well as Charlie Roberts going 2 for 2 and getting on base 4 times, as well as Carson Siegfried going 2 for 4 with an RBI double. So great job, gentlemen. As well as in the softball game on Monday night, the Leopards girls getting a resounding victory, 17-3 over Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Maddie Benson going 2 for 3 with a homer and 3 RBIs, as well as Jenna Collins with a home run and 4 RBIs. So great job, girls. So getting to the wrap up, first off, we're going to start with the baseball team, fresh off a 2-0 victory tonight against the Salem Quakers with a strong complete game pitching performance by Anthony Warner. They are now 12-7 on the season, and they have a game coming up this Friday at 5 p.m. here at in Louisville against the East Canton Hornets. And then on May 7th, this Saturday, they have a doubleheader against Glen Oak starting at 11 a.m. and then Revere at 4 p.m., both here in Louisville. So also our boys lacrosse team is now 8-4. Their senior night is a home game this Friday against the Glen Oak Golden Eagles, and then our girls lacrosse team is 5-6 currently, and they're in action actually as we speak at Lake. And then our girls softball team currently 8-11. Again, fresh off that victory against St. V's on Monday, they are in action right now against Glen Oak at home, and then they play again tomorrow night at Mogador at 5 p.m. and Friday at Steubenville also at 5 p.m. And then they also have a doubleheader at home at 10 a.m. against Minerva this coming Saturday. So an action-packed weekend here at the Dennis Beery Sports Complex. Our boys tennis team is currently 6-5, and they'll be in action in the OHSAA sectionals at Jackson on May the 9th. And finally, our boys and girls track teams, they are in the Jackson Twilight at Jackson High School this Friday at 4:30 p.m. So just a note, if you are interested in sponsoring the Leopard Lair for an upcoming show or a team highlight that the Leopard Lair is going to cover, please contact us at straggatmedia@gmail.com. Again, that's straggatmedia@gmail.com, or hit us up on the Leopard Lair Messenger on Facebook. So once again, we really appreciate you joining us. We also want to, before we sign off, send out a special happy birthday wishes to John Taggart here at the Leopard Lair. Very appreciative of your efforts putting this on, and we just want to take a moment to celebrate you. So that's all the time we have for tonight, so we really do appreciate you joining us tonight. I'm Jon Aljancic signing off. Have a good night, and go Leopards.